She sells seashells on the seashore in Savannah with Sarah and the Serendipity Sisters. What's up guys, Tim here from Audio Tutor. Today we are talking about vocals, recording and mixing vocals, and especially we're talking about sibilance in your vocal. That's your S's and T's and all of those annoying sounds that hurt our ears and we don't want to hear them, and the problem with them is they distract our listener from what we want them to hear. We want them to hear your beautiful voice singing this lovely song, or we want them to hear your lovely lyrics or your speech or whatever it is, and we don't want to distract them with these annoying noises. So sibilance is something that occurs in pretty much any recording of the human voice. So that could be singing, that could be speech, that could also be beatboxing. If you're adding something like that into your mix, it will almost definitely occur in beatboxing. And it occurs in professional mixes as well. So don't think just because you've got some sibilance in your recording that you're terrible at audio. Even the pro mixers out there have to deal with sibilance, and so the good news for you is that I've got some techniques that are going to help you to reduce and avoid sibilance as much as possible. So we're going to be talking about the mixing phase, but first I want to talk about the recording phase, recording your vocal and avoiding sibilance right at the beginning. Let's not record a bad track and then try and fix it. Let's record something perfect and then we've got an easier job later. So why does sibilance occur? Well, let's have a look over here at the CO1 frequency response chart. The CO1, the Samson CO1, was the condenser microphone used to record the vocal in this mix that we're going to be listening to in a second. And what you can see here, you can ignore the 180 line here, but the 0 degrees one here this is the frequency response of your microphone. And if you look at that, you see it has this little bump at the end where things get a lot louder over here. And where does it start? It starts around 4K and goes all the way up to about 15K. And so what that means is the microphone's picking up more within that frequency range. So it's quite flat along here, and then it's picking up more in the highs and the high mids. And the problem with that is, unfortunately, all the S's and T sounds that we don't want in our recording lie within that area. So the first thing you can do is have a look, find the manual for your microphone and have a look at the frequency response chart for your microphone. What you want to be aiming for is something that is as flat a response as you can find. Alright, so if you have a choice of microphones, choose the one with a flat response and the least peak at the end there in the high mids and the highs. Alright, so you've chosen your microphone, great. Maybe you only had one microphone anyway and you've just got to choose that one anyway. That's fine, that's absolutely fine. Now I've got two techniques for you, two microphone techniques to help you reduce sibilance in your recording. Microphone technique number 1. Step back. Step back from the microphone. You don't need to make out with the microphone while you're singing. If you take a step back, I know it sounds really cool when you come up close to the microphone and you got this deep voice down to the microphone. That's great, and that's called the proximity effect, and it basically means things are getting louder in the low end, which makes you sound like you've got this lovely deep voice and you're going to be in a movie trailer soon. That's fine, I understand it sounds very cool, but the problem with that is the microphone doesn't have a brain, and so it's also going to pick up all the annoying S and T sounds and all your diction, and you're going to hear your tongue lapping around as you sing or speak, and it's very annoying for the listener. So the first microphone tip is to step back. Put a bit more distance between you and the microphone and you're going to pick up less of that sibilance. Microphone technique number 2 is move the microphone down and tilt it up towards your face. So move the microphone down so it's opposite your chest, more opposite your chest, and then tilt it up towards your mouth. This is going to bring out more of the resonance in your voice and concentrate less on the sibilance and those annoying sounds. Alright, so finally on to the mixing. I'm going to show you how I deal with sibilance in a recording. The track we're looking at today, this was a cover I did of an Avicii song. It was very sad to hear the news about Avicii passing away. He was a very talented young man, far too young to go. And so in honor of him, I did a little cover of his song, Wake Me Up. So I picked out a little line in the vocal right at the beginning of the chorus that had sibilance in it, and it was annoying, as an example to show you what we're trying to remove here.
So wake me up when it's all over.
Alright, so if you listen again, listen to the word it's.
So wake me up when it's all over.
Alright, so it really comes through my teeth there. I'm almost whistling. So clearly we don't want this annoying noise in our mix. So what are we going to do? Well, what we could do is grab an EQ, like so. Let's grab this EQ. And we could find the problem area, which I think I looked before. It's around 4K, somewhere around here. And we could take some of that out. Just like so, we could take some of that out. Great. Minus 4 dB. But we're taking that out throughout the entire vocal. And that's the problem. We don't want to do that because there's also some nice things at 4,000 hertz in our recording that we don't want to remove from the whole recording. What we want to do is control when that frequency gets too loud, because that's what's happening. The S sound is coming out way louder than everything else and it's distracting us. So we want to control it, and we do that with either dynamic EQ, multiband compression, or most commonly a DeEsser. So here we are, we have the stock DeEsser from Logic. Your DAW will probably come, if you don't work in Logic, your DAW will probably come with its own stock DeEsser. And let's have a look here. We've got a detector here. This is adjusting frequency here, so you can use the monitor down here to listen and detect the frequency that's being a pain. Then what you want to do over here, you've got the suppressor here, which is this curve, and you want to match that up. Once you've detected the frequency, you want to match that up with the suppressor. Then you've got sensitivity. This is much like the threshold on a compressor. And then you've got the strength. How much dB of gain reduction do you want to do here? And I've got it pretty strong on this one, minus 14 dB. The last thing to look at is the smoothing here. This is making things sound a bit more natural. So this way is smoother and this way is less smooth. I usually go for about 9 milliseconds, but you should play around with it and see what you like. We've got this DeEsser set to 8,000 hertz. This is kind of my go-to for DeEssers. So let's listen to what that sounds like.
So wake me up when it's all over.
And let's take it off and listen again.
So wake me up when it's all over.
I'll put it back on.
So wake me up when it's all over.
So it's reducing some of the annoying noise on that it's sound, but it's still there. There's still something there that's annoying me, and I am really petty about this sort of thing. The sibilance in vocals can drive you crazy. Once you notice it, you can't unnotice it. That's one of those things. So what I've done here is I've grabbed another one. I'm stacking two DeEssers here. I've got another one here that's actually, ignore the preset here, it's set to 4,100 hertz. So what I did was I used a EQ, I used the analyzer on an EQ to really pick out where that sibilance was poking out. And I honed in on 4,100 hertz. It's around the same strength here and everything. Sensitivity is around the same as well, but we're at 4,100 instead. So let's listen to it with both of these DeEssers on, and then I'll take them off and then put them on, and we can see the difference we're making.
So wake me up when it's all over. So wake me up when it's all over. So wake me up when it's all over. So wake me up when it's all over.
So I hope that technique helped, and I hope some of those recording techniques helped as well. Do not forget the recording techniques, they're almost more important. If you are looking to get started recording and mixing, and you are looking for a recommendations list, I have exactly that for you in a free ebook. It's an absolutely free download, 25-page ebook with all the equipment you're going to need to get started recording and mixing. It's got converter recommendations, microphone recommendations, monitor recommendations, DAW recommendations. Have a look. Head on over to facebook.com/audio tutor, or there'll be a link in the video description as well. Click on that, it will take you to a landing page. You give me your email address and then I will send you the ebook straight away. It's a great point of reference, even if you just want to have it on your phone or print it out and have it on your desk as a good point of reference. So I hope you enjoy the ebook, and I hope all those tips helped on sibilance. And until next time, my name's Tim from Audio Tutor. Ciao.